Did you read this stat that I sent you? I emailed you about the key thing alone, that the average person, if you take a look at their key ring, they've got 9 keys on their key ring, and they don't even know what 3 of them are for. They're just walking around with extra keys in their pocket.
I do that. I'm like, I was just looking for it. Thank goodness it's not in here. It's worse than a janitor's keychain, because at least theirs is like on one of those like a long rope, like those retractable
lanyards,
bands.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Mine is just like 12 huge key fob things. Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
Don't know.
I have a staff and people that give me their keys in case that has to be moved around the office. It's a whole thing. But there's probably like 9, 10, 11, no joke, like house type keys. Yep. And I'm like, I have no idea what that's to. Is that the back door of that place? Is that the office key? Because I don't remember that. What is that to?
What is this to?
But I'm afraid to get rid of it in the event that I need to get into a door. And I'm like, I don't know. I got 27 keys to try. Let's give it a shot.
Suddenly you'll find out which one it was that's the one you finally threw away. You had a feng shui attack and you threw everything out.
It's literally the day that I would throw it away. My wife would say, honey, do you have the key to that one garage? And I'm like,
that one storage unit that we got.
The one that had all of our most important family memorabilia and all of the thing in your grandmother's crystal in it. Not that
Call the locksmith.
Any of those things. I was like, But then they would say, hey, which storage unit is it? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. They all look the same to me.
See, you sounds like you do need to do some spring cleaning. It's
I
a
need
good
to
thing.
do a lot of spring cleaning.
You know what though? We all have
dumping.
We all have roles in this life. Maybe you're not that great at organizing and cleaning, but you're good with the finances. And so let's focus on your skill set today. This is not a place
I can hire someone
That's right.
to spring clean. Yes.
Get Marie Kondo on the phone.
Cleaning to me means throwing away. It means dumping.
That's it.
Spring dumping. So it's like, here you go, honey. I'm going to make you really happy. I got 2 men in a truck, and they put a dumpster up front. So just take anything you want. Just
it's a solution.
Whatever makes you happy, get rid of it. Just dump all of the dust with it. We don't have to sweep. Just toss all the dust.
To be honest, though, if only it were so easy to clean out our financials in that same manner, because it's just so much more complicated. I feel like probably people want to have a better understanding. They want to clean some stuff out, but they try to get into it, and the legalese of all of the documents they have to go through, they can't even understand what it is they're trying to understand. So
you don't know what to get rid of.
Right, exactly. And maybe in your 20, 30, 40 years of working years, what you needed then was great. But now, as you head into retirement, something we talk about all the time, John, diversification means an entirely different thing for your retirement years. What you needed in your working years, maybe you need something totally different. So how do you begin? Work through and bring to some full circle conclusion on with the person who's coming to you saying, hey, I need some help. I don't know what to do. I need to clean out my investments. I want to get ready for retirement.
I rarely give blanket advice.
I know.
Because I really don't think that most advice is right for all people.
Right.
But I'm going to give some right now because I have found it to be 100% accurate for every single time I've used. If you're looking at cleaning out your investment portfolio, or if you will, eliminating some of that financial junk from your trunk, I would start with target date funds. And I am not even joking. Now, there are 2 companies that I've run into over the past 20 years, really in the last 8 or 9, that only allow target date funds. And all I can say is that I am sorry for you guys. But for the most of us, target date funds are an absolute bane to the existence of the financial world. They underperform consistently. They do not properly balance risk in any modicum of the way you would want to. They're based arbitrarily on an age that has nothing to do with your risk tolerance or your needs or your income goals. And frankly, they're more expensive than the alternatives. You could make them on your own. And they would cost less money.
Is how prevalent they are. It's prevalent a word. Am I George Bushing it?
Prevalent. Strategic.
Prevalent thing you are.
Strategic. We're going to take these target date funds and strategically put them in a place. So,
but it's
so financial institutions can make scads more money.
But they are so, I'm without words. They are just everywhere when it comes to our 401 plans.
In the 401ks. Because
they are everywhere.
They were built as the Ron Popeil Showtime rotisserie oven of lazy investors. Hookah. It dices. It fries. It julienne, blah, 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 blah. It's the rotisserie oven of the future. Blah, 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 blah. Why do I sound like Bernie Sanders? We're going to make retirement funds mediocre again. Anyway, I'm not going to do any Bernie. But
we digress.
No, so the rotisserie oven, the Showtime is what they've done. They've made an inferior product that takes up a bunch of counter space that is not good for almost anyone. You could do that bird 30 different ways better than how it performs, and it's expensive, right?
Okay.
So unfortunately, but they built it to be the lazy man's, lazy person's tool to financial planning. It's like, hey, you just buy this one thing and you just set it and forget it. That's why I said rotisserie oven. Set it and forget it. And that is almost never a great philosophy for investing, right? So that is one blanket statement I'm going to get. Look for
TDFs.
Other alternatives. And if you're going to look up anything, if you have a target date fund, just open it up. Look at what's in it and then go buy the individual things it owns, which are often available inside that 401k in the percentage that fits your risk tolerance. God.
You say go buy those things individually because when you're 59 and a half, you can take control and roll it over into your own IRA and begin to do things like that, make moves like that, right?
There you go. So here's what I would say. Even though I say I very rarely make blanket statements, I just made one. This is not a full blanket statement because you got to make sure it's better for you. But the majority of us, once the time we turn 59 and a half, it is a benefit to us to consider rolling that 401k in your own self-directed IRA. Why? Control, flexibility, freedom, cost administrative design. You can do any number of things. You can put it in anything you want, and you're not relegated to those set it and forget it type investments that so many 401ks have. So, although I have seen a handful of situations where someone would be better staying in their 401k. For instance, they have a loan against that 401k as a down payment on a house, or they bought a car, or they sent a kid to college, and so they have a loan against it. Sometimes it's prohibitive to get out of that 401k at that period of time because you can't take a loan against your IRA very easily. So typically, if you want to do a loan provision, that's why you'd stay in a 401k. But typically, by the time you turn 59 and a half, guys, that money belongs to you. Put it where you can control it. You can do the exact same things often in a self-directed IRA at Schwab or Fidelity or Vanguard or T. Rowe Price. Take your pick. They would do in that 401k. The difference is you control it. You completely control it. It's your money. Yeah. I think you should control it. Or you can hire someone else to help you control it. But regardless, take it. It belongs to you.
Okay. All right. So spring cleaning. 1, we got to look for TDFs. We got to think about sweeping those out.
Get them out.
2, if we're 59 and a half, we got to look into and consider options to roll over into an IRA. Yeah. What else should we consider?
Another big one. I've been seeing this over and over and over recently. A lot of people have gotten hung up in dividend paying exchange traded funds. Okay. So they're out there and they're looking and say, hey, I want something sexy. I want someone who's going to pay me a bunch of money. I see this exchange traded fund out there. I Googled it up, man. I Googled that sucker up, and it's going to give me 13, 14, 15% annualized dividend streams, which may be true. It may be true.
Maybe,
but let's just take a little. Let's just take a little. Unfortunately, pop the balloon a little bit here.
Okay.
Deflate it just a hair. Because last year I had a gentleman that talked about how great his dividend fund was, and I'm like, no. I think it's perfectly acceptable, as you understand. There's market risk to it, and blah 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 blah. The way that his dividend fund produced that income, because it was paying him like 15%. Okay. The way he was doing that, it was using leverage and using things like volatility control indexes, which I know the point is like, if we're listening to me going, what is that? He didn't understand that either. Unfortunately, I'm going to say a couple months after we just had the conversation, he told me he's paying 15%. I'm like, that's a really good income. You could do a similar thing by selling your own puts, writing your own put options on a cash portfolio. You could do a very similar thing, and you could control the downside and control what you own. Unfortunately, from that point in time that I had that conversation, that gentleman lost almost 38% in that exact same fund. So he may have been earning 15 as a payment, but he was down nearly 40 at the same time. So those things exist. Be very, very, very careful. The industry has done a tremendous marketing job creating things that look like they're so special and fascinating and sexy, like the set it and forget it rotisserie oven. But the problem is that it may not be what you need. Like, for instance, what if you're allergic to chicken? You wouldn't want the thing, even though they try to sell it to you in the first place. So there are many better ways, like using controlled put options where you can control so many things. You can basically replicate cheaper often, but more importantly than that, with more safety nets, because you can choose them by creating your own dividend strategy. If you're going to use options, those exist. So be very careful. So if you're looking at cleaning out your portfolio, make sure you understand if something looks like it pays a really psycho amount of money, it may look better than it actually is. You just don't want to lift up the veil and find out, wow, that is not what you thought you owned.
But when it comes to cleaning things out, lifting up the veil is part of the process. Really pulling the curtain back on what you have worked so hard to earn and save, truly educate yourself, truly understand what's going on within your portfolios. RetirementSolutionShow.com is our website and where you can head to begin this conversation if you want to know better about what you're doing with your money and the direction that you are headed. John and his team are here to help you gain that understanding, offer you opportunities to educate yourself. Look for things like TDFs. Should you get them out of your portfolio? Do you understand your rollover options after age 59 and a half? Are you invested in things that you think are wonderful but could actually come around and really bite you in the tuchus?
The tuchus.
The
tuchus.
You brought up Bernie. I'm going to wrap it up.
That's what I'm talking about. The tuchus. What a schlemiel.
These are always the things that John and his team looking to help every single person that comes into the office with and can help you with as well. So again, it's retirementsolutionshow.com or just click on the links we got posted in the show notes. Let's get to work helping you clean it out.